Hey, Curio travelers, welcome to Thursday Travel Chat, Curio Conversations, where luxury lifestyle meets cultural immersion in quick weekly moments designed to elevate the way you explore the world, as well as me. So, as I say every week, what do you think I'm going to talk about today? Now, I think that this conversation is a real one. It's a real issue for some. In fact, let me sit up a little bit. I can say this clearly, make it plain. Travel doesn't always feel like a break, especially for some women. Let's have some honesty in this conversation. You take the trip, you leave the city, you change the scenery, you invest in the travel, but somehow you're still on. You're still thinking, you're still adjusting, you're still paying attention to everything and everyone around you. And by the time the trip is over, you feel like you need a vacation from the vacation. Now, you're not necessarily exhausted, but you're not fully restored either, right? And that feeling, it doesn't have anything to do with the destination. It usually comes from the experience. Because for a lot of people, and I'm going to reiterate, especially women, we are the ones who are used to handling things in everyday life. We're still worrying about people back home who are not on that trip with you. The same people that you were trying to say, you know what, I'm taking a break from them and I'm going to enjoy myself. Okay, let me be nice. Now, y'all, I said I was going to be nice, but I can't help but say this. Now, for those of us who have been on some trips, whether it's just been our small, intimate friend groups, or we've actually joined some group experiences, we have all been on that group experience where there's a mother, daughter, sister, auntie who receives 20 calls a day. Now, travel doesn't automatically turn that off. Now, there has to be some conscious decisions about not answering that phone. Just turn it off. Put it on do not disturb. Let me get back. Let me get it back. So you're still the one noticing what might be off. You might be the person trying to adjust to keeping it a flow to what we're doing. You're trying to just go along with the pace of the experience. You just you just don't feel like you connecting. Even you're doing all these things, some people would say extra, even when you're not supposed to be. And to be fair, it's hard for people, particularly women, not to do those things. But if you've tried to micromanage or manage the trip from the side, especially if you are the person who have pulled everybody together for the group, you're not having a great time. In fact, you're going to be exhausted. Things are going to become tense. They're going to add up. So instead of feeling like you're on a break, this trip, this experience just feels like a different version of responsibility. And that's the part that we often don't talk about. Truthfully, a beautiful destination alone does not create a great experience. Now, how the experience is put together, it does or it will. When travel is designed well, you feel the difference. You're not thinking about what's happening next. You're not adjusting every moment. You're not carrying the experience. You are there just to have beautiful pacing with structure and wonderful energy. When the pacing is right, there's space to move and explore and still enjoy the moment without feeling rushed. When the energy is right, everything feels great. It feels light. It feels easy. It feels enjoyable. Now, it's nothing like being on a group experience with people, because hey, with a group experience, you got all kind of dynamic. The dynamics are just there, right? But you're just having a great time. You finding you're in a space where you can come together from all walks of life and just be there and have this moment with great pacing, with wonderful structure and amazing energy. When all these things come together, Those three things in particular, you don't have to work so hard to enjoy your trip. In fact, it shifts from a trip to an experience. You're actually in it. You're present, you're relaxed, enjoying what's in front of you. That shift, it will change everything. Remember that travel should feel like a release and not a responsibility or a task. Can I say that again? Travel should feel like a release, not a responsibility or a task, not another thing to check off your list. When it's right, and once you've experienced it that way, you don't want to backtrack. Travel should always feel like a break, y'all, a break from reality. So we want to make sure that travel that don't always feel like a break, we're going to change that. We're going to look for some structure, some pacing, some energy, so that you remember the reason why you decided to take that break anyway. And I know I kind of eased into this conversation. I was real light and very thoughtful with my words because I honestly believe that people, particularly women, needed to hear this. You don't need to feel like this is another task. You want to have a break. If you're watching this on Facebook, I love to hear your thoughts about it. Feel free to leave a comment. And like I said, I took it real easy, did a nice soft approach to this because share this with someone who would appreciate this conversation. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And y'all, please leave me some comments. I see y'all watching. I know you're watching it on Facebook. I see you watching it on Pinterest and YouTube, but I want to hear from you as well. I will see you next Thursday for another Curio conversation. Until that time, take care.